He'd drive that day and would meet us. We didn't have cell phones much, a little bit, but not much. I don't know what I'd find a cell phone then or not. Well, yeah, I did have a cell phone, but it did not work everywhere.
How long have you known Ken for?
Ken?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I knew him from about 3 or 4 years before that, I think.
Okay.
Maybe more.
How did you meet him?
Well, he went to Massachusetts, and I had breakfast with him, a bunch of us, and that's how I got to know Ken.
So, when Grandma died, what was the grieving process like after being with someone for so long?
Well, it was pretty intense. I'd heard about it, and I was down for a while. I busied myself by responding to everybody that came to the wedding, thanking them for coming to the wedding. Most everybody. I know at the wedding I seemed like I wasn't too grieving. I was trying to say hello to everybody. And after the funeral, at the funeral, Gene Rowe spoke, and who else? I guess it was just Gene Rowe that spoke, the only one that spoke at my funeral. Ken might have read too. I think Ken read a passage in the scriptures. But I found out that I had to do something to try to put an end or to that was the reason for me going with Ken on this bicycle ride, was to get away from town. And I did a lot of thinking when I was riding on the bike about this by myself. There's always people around, but you're puffing and puffing on the bike, and you don't want to talk to anybody, especially if you don't know them. So you have time to think about these things. You have to keep going because you got to get where you're going. But you have to keep moving. You can't just lay down and start crying. So he just thought about it, and I think it did a good thing in getting my grieving set up and done. I think it worked real good. I still visited Marie's grave daily for a year or two, I think. And only just recently I realized I had not gone out there between the last Memorial Day and the current one.
Okay.
So I'm going out Sunday with Jenny.
Okay.
Going out to the cemetery with her.
That'll be nice.
Coming Sunday after we have a Mother's Day thing, and we're going to go to Mother's Day brunch at the Tulsa Country Club, and where are we now?
We were just talking about grieving.
Grieving.
But I think that if you do you have more to say about grieving?
No. I might come back to it. But.
Okay. Those are all the questions I had for today.
That's all of them?
Yeah, it was about 40 minutes.
About 40 minutes?
Yeah.
That's all the room you got on there?
We're born in Casper, Wyoming, and the Turner County Hospital. Don't remember much about that. I was so busy. But that's where we lived. And we had company, a lot of company people there that we palled with. We went out to dinner. We went out to dinner at homes, at each other's homes. And didn't spend much money, but we had a good time. And I don't recall much about Casper right now. I don't know where we lived. I can't tell you the rest of the place. I don't remember what it looks like.
It's okay.
But we had I had a lot of fun with my co-workers. And while I was there, trying to think of when I went into the Army. I think I went in the Army before that.
You went, yeah. You went into the Army before you married Grandma.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how long did you guys live in Casper for?
I think 4 or 5 years.
Okay. And what made you move back to Tulsa?
Well, I decided we were going home to Tulsa for our vacations always. Marie wanted to, usually, and we did that, and I thought I'd be able to spend more time hunting and fishing if I just moved back to Tulsa and come up there on the vacations. But that wasn't the case. We ended up taking the kids to the beach.
So you wanted more time to hunt and fish. You wanted more hunting and fishing time.
I wanted to be in the wild, yeah,
Yeah.
a little more often than I was. I wasn't in the riding.
So
Mama.
you moved back to Tulsa, and what company were you working for when you moved back?
Keplinger and Wanamaker. With them for a few years, and then they split off, and I was partners with Joe Wanamaker and her son and Arnold Brown. And Arnold had a company, KWB, Keplinger Wanamaker Brown operating company, and that was good. I worked in evaluations with Joe Wanamaker, and Keplinger and Wanamaker split, and worked with the Wanamakers, and that finally got a little bit tedious. Joe Wanamaker was not terribly interested in the oil business. He wanted to. What was it he liked to do? He liked to what the heck? He liked to have he did stuff on a computer and liked to collect things. He ended up having a gun show. He ran that into a pretty big business, a big gun show.
Okay, so he was more of a entrepreneur than a oil man.
Yeah. And I kind of got tired of that, so I split out from the Wandermakers, went on my own, and with Arnold Brown, we had some connections with him. And I went on for a while. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened after that.
When did you start working with Kaiser Francis?
Kaiser Francis.
Francis Oil and Gas. When did that start happening?
I did some work for Herman Kaiser. That's George Kaiser's father.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of liked me. And we then went with some sales properties. And he bought the properties. And I went with him and we evaluated him in the field on the fly. He kind of liked what I did, trusted me, and I trusted him. Herman was an old boy that is a German Jew, and he barely got out of Germany in time. They took over his building there, and when the war was over, he prospered here in the U.S. And when the war was over, he went back, and first thing he did was tell the other guy that took his company to get out. He did not sign anything over to anything. He told him to get out. Got him out of there that day.
Wow.
He had a building there in town in Berlin.
What kind of company was it?
I don't know what kind of a company it was.
Okay.
It was probably just an investment building.
Okay.
He had the building as an investment. He was a lawyer
Mm-hmm.
and a judge. And I kind of consulted for Herman there for a while. His son George came in, and I was kind of riding herd on George. He didn't know George could handle everything. And he kept asking me about George, and I finally told him I thought George was okay to handle things on his own now. So he did, and he sure did.
Yeah. So how long did that last for? You working with them?
A couple of years.
Okay. And then what did you do after that?
What did I do?
Did you go work for someone else or?
Oh, I started with Gene Rowe. Gene Rowe and I got a report company going. We reported on. I bought a company that sold production data for oil, for gas. Gene Rowe had one that had production data for oil.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought one that had a production company for I and Gene.
Mm-hmm.
Bought one that was a production company for gas. And we merged them together. Tried to. I couldn't get Gene to put together a screening thing. I wanted to start to have both of them so we could report on production of oil and gas, both reserves. The production, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so people can use it to see, to evaluate other properties.
So it was kind of like a technology then that you were developing in a way,
Sort of
or system.
basic,
Yeah.
pretty well basic on technology.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up selling out to the company that Gene went to work for. They ended up operating them, and I was doing consulting work for Herman Kaiser, I guess,
Okay.
and other people.
And so, what was that like being a businessman in Tulsa? What was your day-to-day life like? What was your life like when you were, you know, a young businessman in Tulsa?
I just went to work. That's all I know.
That's all you did?
Uh,
Nothing else?
I don't remember what I did. I liked hunting, fish, and Gene Rowe and I went out hunting, fishing quite a bit.
Where did you guys go hunting and fishing?
Well, wherever we could.
Did you stay in Oklahoma or?
Yeah. Oklahoma. I started going fishing up in the Rockies sometime along there. I forget when. But I'd like to do that. And as time went on, I put together parties with, so I took my family, the men in the family, up to Montana fishing. And we did pretty good.
When did you start doing that trip?
I don't know what year it was.
Do you know how old you were?
I was probably 50.
50? When you started going up there with your...
Yeah.
Okay. What did you do in the community? Were you involved with any organizations or any groups? What did you and Mama Ree do together socially?
Well, I was president of Tulsa Geological Society for a year, and I did good at that. We had meetings. Tom Green had taken over the Tulsa Geological Society a little bit before when I got active in it. And I prowled around with Tom and I hunted fish with him. And he got the society to start putting on, have meetings that only where they discussed all business. We just didn't have this a fun meeting. We had something where we talked about the all business.
So it was like a group of people who would talk about what's going on in the industry and...
Yeah, and give us their take on stuff.
Okay. How long were you a member of that group?
Still a member of it.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Right.
But you don't go to the meetings anymore?
No, I don't.
When did you stop going?
Hi, Mark.
Joe,
You
how are
okay?
you?
You running good?
Huh?
You running?
Okay, I know. We were talking about you being part of the Petroleum Association,
Yeah.
the club. So when you're still a member, but when did you stop going to those meetings?
Oh, just after I was president for a year,
Yeah.
they wanted me to go up in rank and be the state thing. And I didn't want to, I put all my free work in I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I bailed out of that. I declined that job.
Okay.
And I started working more for myself in the oil business.
When did you start Marjo?
Started Marjo. Don't know if I remember. It was pretty early on in my career.
Do you know how, like...
I don't know how I got the properties I had, really.
Okay. How old were you?
I don't know what year it was, 40 or 50 years old.
So you're pretty young to start your own business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you nervous to go out on your own?
No, I had been on my own all along. No.
But you had partners.
Yeah, I had partners,
Mm-hmm.
and Mark and Brian were got to be my first problem. They were just employees for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and then they became partners in the business.
Brian
Kiefer,
is he still working with you?
yeah,
Okay.
he was in here before you came,
Okay.
and that was Mark.
Right. So you've been working with them for a long time.
Yeah,
So they must have been really young when they started working for you.
yeah, they were. Brian was just out of college, and Mark was just a few years out of college.
Okay.
Mark wanted to quit one time. He quit. Went out on his own. He came back and wanted to go back to work, and I hired him again. And he's been with us ever since then.
That's nice.
I took Brian out of college.
How did you find him?
He ran around with my son Fred.
Okay.
Brian did.
Okay.
In fact, he was this down the street neighbor.
Oh, okay. So you had known him for a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
knew him for a long time before.
And so they're both petroleum geologists?
Brian is a petroleum engineer. Mark is Brian's a petroleum engineer, and Mark is a landman.
Okay, got it.
That was their trade.
Okay. So what church did you and Mom Marie and the family go to, and mostly?
No, we went to church at Josh King for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and then I guess it was after she died. I started going to Cassia.
Why did you change?
Well, I started going to my daily mass.
Mm-hmm.
She died, and I was grieving.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to go to daily mass, and there's a mass at 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It's Cassia that I could go to, so I started doing that.
Mm-hmm. Did that help you?
Hmm.
Did that help you in your grieving
Oh, yeah.
process? Yeah.
I got through that then,
Mm-hmm.
and kept on after
And you haven't stopped. You still go.
it. Yeah, I still go usually.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I sleep in. I got to get so I can go to sleep earlier,
Yeah.
fall asleep earlier.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't sleep as much during the day as I do.
You're a napper. I have a feeling you're gonna take a big nap when I leave here. I have a feeling you're gonna take a big nap when I leave.
I might take a little nap. I'm going to get picked up at 1:30.
Where are you gonna go?
Well, I'm going to, Ross is going to take me home, going to take a nap.
Oh, you're gonna take your official nap at 1:30.
Take an official nap at 1:30.
And then what are you gonna
And
do?
then I'm going to go to my therapy class.
Good.
That's
At St. John's?
St. John's. Yeah.
And then what are you gonna do?
And then I'll get picked up from that, and I'll take Susie out for dinner.
It's a good day.
At the end of the day, I go home and wait a while, and take Susie out.
Are you reading any books?
Reading a book?
Are you reading a book right now?
No, I have not read as much as I would like to. I have been reading some stuff, and it's kind of hard for me to pick it up again.
Yeah. Were you a big reader throughout your life, or?
I was, and I have a lot of books at the house. I've read most of them. Now Diane will probably all I get stuff wind around, get wound up.
Yeah. Well, do you think this is a good stopping place for today? Do you think this is a good stopping place for today?
Yeah, it's a good stopping place, right?
Okay. Okay.
What?
What about Grandma made you fall in love?
About who?
Mama Ree.
Mama Ray?
Yeah.
Well, I met her, I was introduced to her by Gene Rowe when I was going to go overseas. And I got her and we hooked up real good right at the start. And I asked my folks to court her while I was gone. And they did. They courted her while I was over in Korea. And come back and I married her.
What did you like about her? Or what
Well,
did you
she's
love about her?
Pleasant.
Pleasant.
She's pleasant and gentle. And she loved me.
She did. What advice do you have to give people about relationships?
What advice do I have to give people about relationships?
Yeah.
Well, go easy at first. Don't assume everything all the time. And always ask.
Ask questions?
Ask questions and ask for permission to do things.
Okay. That's good. How many years were you and Grandma married?
How many years were we married?
Yeah.
Oh, about 40. I don't remember how many that is.
What advice do you want to give to your family about living a happy life?
Live a happy life.
Yeah.
Well, don't expect too much, for one thing. And take it easy. That's the main thing.
Those are good. Anything else?
That's about it.
Okay.
Well, try to do what's right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try not to regret things that you do or don't do.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite place that you ever traveled to outside of the United States?
Outside the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I guess China was.
Can you tell me about that trip?
Well, I went over there several times. One time with Fred. And John Cronick. we went into the western China in the mountains, near the mountains. Saw the mountains. I can't think of much of it right now. But we're over there for John Connick was a guy that lived across the street, an older guy that lived across the street from me on South Indianapolis.
Growing up, or?
Yeah, when I was growing up.
Okay.
And I used to go there and see, and he had a garage lab there that when he was a student, he would work there.
So did you travel there with him for work or for pleasure?
Pleasure.
What interested you in China?
Well, the main thing is that we were the first ones over there that were real Americans. We were the first ones that many of them had ever seen. And that's quite an event. Sometimes people will when they haven't seen anybody like that, they get very excited.
Because you're very tall.
Yeah, I'm very tall.
Mm-hmm.
I was very tall for them.
Mm-hmm. How long were you there for?
Well, about a month the first time, I think.
Okay.
I paid for it. I paid for John Connick and my stuff.
That's generous. Wait, so tell me about the second time you went.
The second time. The second time I went with, who did I go with? I guess it was Fred again. I was thinking so anyway.
Tell me about that trip.
Maybe I went with Marie, I don't know. I mean with Susie. I don't remember much about those trips.
The one you went with when you went with Fred?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Grandpa, what do you like about living in Tulsa?
What do I like about living in Tulsa?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I lived. That's where I was born. And I guess that's the only place I know, really.
You like the familiarity?
Yeah, I like the familiarity with it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen everything, and I get surprised by seeing something again. I forgot all that stuff, and I see them again, and they look different, or they don't look the same.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember when I've been to a place in town until I see it again, and then it comes up.
How has Tulsa changed since you were born here?
Well, it hasn't changed a whole lot. There's still the water goes under the bridges, and it's a different thing you see under the bridges, but not so much anymore. There you go. You go on the bridge now, it'll usually not be filled with water during a rainstorm. They've done a whole lot on water drainage in Tulsa over the years. It makes it more improved. Now, this recent storm here a few days ago we had was was a real storm.
Mm-hmm.
And remember Susie was taking me out to dinner, and she tried to keep me out of the water, but she just put me right foot in the water.
Wait, did you go swimming?
I didn't complain about it, but she couldn't sit.
What about how have the people changed here, or have they changed, or is it the same?
Well, they're a whole lot. They're more accepting of other people now. They look a whole lot better to the blacks and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Scoot back a little. There we go. I can see you. What do you think Tulsa's strengths are?
What?
Their strengths. What are the strengths of Tulsa?
Well, I don't know what they are now. It's changed so much lately. Oklahoma City's way above Tulsa in some stuff, but some stuff it's not. Oklahoma City was better on keeping up to date with the latest stuff, and whatever come up, they passed it. And Tulsa had a bunch of people that wouldn't vote for anything if it didn't, and that really brought them a lot of money. And it doesn't work out sometimes.
Right. How did you meet Susie? How did you meet Susie?
I know what?
Meet Susie.
Here's a blind date.
Just like Grandma. Because Grandma was a blind date too, right?
Yeah, Grandma was. No, Susie wasn't a blind date yet. I met Susie. She lost her husband about the same time that I lost my Marie.
Mm-hmm.
And we got together and friends introduced us at an outdoor party at the hospital. And the Saturday afternoon party at the hospital.
At St. John's?
St. John's, yeah.
Okay.
And it worked out good.
How long have you guys been dating for?
Along with what?
How long have you been together? How long have you and Susie been together?
Oh, 15, 16 years, I guess.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Better not write that down, tell anybody about it, because I might not hold it. I might not know it right.
I won't get you in trouble.
Huh?
I won't get you in trouble.
Oh, don't.
So tell me about what do you and Susie like to do together?
About what?
What do you and Susie like to do together?
What we what?
What do you like to do together?
We usually see dinner together is what we like to do usually.
Mm-hmm.
Then we travel sometime.
Yeah.
I can't remember all the traveling we've done, quite a bit. She remembers it, but I don't.
Yeah. What was it like becoming a dad?
Becoming a dad
Mm-hmm.
was a big change. Now, well, I was in Casper, Wyoming then. And I didn't see the kids much, it doesn't seem like. I was always working or coming home to Tulsa for vacations. And I ended up, I got pissed off. I was coming home to Tulsa for vacations. I wanted to spend them in Wyoming, but Marie wanted to come home. So we came home. I figured I'd spend more time up in Wyoming if I just lived down here and went up there on vacations. And I didn't really. We all took vacations and got on the beach in Texas.
In Texas. Okay. So it was a big change. What did you enjoy about being a father?
About being a father?
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching the kids grow up. And having a son and a grandson. And watch them in the background. I wish I remembered more. I've had some dementia though.
Mm-hmm.
And that really knocks part of your brain out.
Yeah. Your memory's still pretty good. You have memories of certain things.
Huh?
You still have memories of certain things though that are
Oh, yeah.
very clear. So, Grandpa, I'd love to hear your thoughts on.
You want to do what?
I would love to hear your thoughts on the current state of affairs in the world.
They're better than most people realize, I think.
Okay. Why is that?
No, we can see nowadays we can see very quickly where evil exists. Didn't used to be we couldn't see that as well as we can now.
Just because of technology and news, or
Technology and this attitude toward reporting.
So you don't think the world has gotten to be a worse place than it used to be?
I don't think so. We know what's going on in different parts of the world now that we didn't used to.
Okay. What do you think about the new pope?
What?
What do you think about the new pope?
The new pope?
Yeah.
He's a good guy. And things are going okay in the church, I think.
Good. Have you ever been to the Vatican?
No.
No. Did you want to?
I haven't particularly wanted to.
What do you think about Tulsa's mayor?
Tulsa's mayor?
Yeah.
Who is the present mayor now?
G.T. Bynum.
D.C. Bynum.
G.T.
G.T. Well, he's a pretty good mayor. Bobby LaFortune kind of sponsored him and directed his mayorship quite a bit. Pretty good. Now, I guess he's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be a lifelong politician, I guess. I have to ask my friend Jack about that.
Oh. We'll have to check in with Jack soon.
Jack works for him.
Yes, he does.